I'm out and about running errands, and as I'm driving around, there's this question lingering in my mind from a subscriber. And it's also one I get from a lot of the people that I work with. So I wanted to film a video while it was top of mind. And that is, how do you create impactful bullet point statements with quantifiable data when you don't have any quantifiable data? Before I answer that question, I want to touch on two things. One is what quantifiable data is, right? That is essentially putting numbers around what you have done. Now, that's only one part of the equation, because the second thing I want to touch on is it's not so much just putting numbers in places, but it's showing your specific impact. And when you do add numbers, it gives depth to what you specifically did, because your purpose of your resume is to show your unique value, and numbers are a great way to do that. Now, I do think a lot of people think, oh, it has to be tied to time or money, and that's not true. Here's an example from my own experience. I worked in HR for the majority of my career, and for part of it, I was an employee relations specialist. What that means is if there was an employee issue, I would get involved. Now, on my resume, I could have simply said that I was an employee relations specialist for a customer support team, which I was. But that didn't show what I specifically did. I drilled down into my specific situation. So it was a CS team of 300, which is way different than supporting a CS team of, say, 10, right? That shows that I'm able to handle higher volume of issues. I also supported 6 frontline managers, which shows that I was able to work with management. And on top of that, I noticed patterns. And the patterns were, the earlier I got involved with an employee issue, the likelihood of that issue escalating went down. That is where I can show my impact. That's where I can show quantifiable data. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm going to say, oh, I saved the company X amount of money, because I didn't have that data. And I'm sure I did save them money, because the more that you have situations escalate, then the higher the likelihood is you're going to have to get legal team involved, and that's expensive. But I didn't have those exact numbers, and that was okay. Even saying that I reduced escalations by X amount showed exactly how I specifically was able to bring down those numbers. So for you, I want you to think about those areas that you had an impact, and then start thinking about what numbers you could put around that impact. It could be money saved, could be money that you made, it could be time saved. Let's say you worked on a project, and normally that project took 30 days, but you and the team got it down to 20 days. That shows an impact. Or let's say you were somebody who worked directly with clients and there were feedback forms. Now, let's say you saw when you handled a certain client that the feedback rating went up. That's also a quantifiable number that shows your impact. And if you are stuck on, okay, this all sounds great, but I still don't know how to show that, here are some suggestions. One, review your performance evaluations, because a lot of performance evaluations already have built-in goals and metrics. And if you can pull from those, you will already have that at your fingertips because you've done it, and you say, oh, okay, yeah, I did do this. It's on my performance evaluation. Think about any type of awards that you got. Think about any type of feedback that you got from management from the company. That also is a way to kind of jog the memory of what the impact was. Also, if you are like, I still don't have anything, then open ChatGPT and say, here is what I did in this role. Provide me with 3 to 5 ways that I could quantify and have it show my impact. Well, don't ask it to give you those specific numbers, but give you the ideas around what those numbers might be. That can also get you thinking of, oh yes, it did have this impact. Or, oh yeah, this is a way that I can add some quantifiable data. Because remember, your job with your resume is to show your unique value. And to do that, it is important to show what your impact was. All right, well, I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions on how to make your bullet points even more impactful, just leave those in the comments below. All right, I'll see you in the next video.